In 1965, Lyndon Johnson signed into law the Voting Acts Bill, which outlawed the discriminatory practices Southern states were using to suppress the voting rights of African Americans. I'm recommending on this day the books of John Lewis, volumes 1, 2, and 3, entitled March. It documents his time during the civil rights movement. These are great books which highlight his story. And we have a story, and we also have an obligation to be able to get out and vote. Whatever you do this season, do your research, but make sure you exercise your constitutional right and vote. And remember, stay on track by staying off track, but make sure you stay informed by getting out and exercising your right to vote. What's going on, everyone? Lamar Harris, aka DJ Noonie, here with another episode of Off Track. I'm excited about this upcoming weekend in DC Fandome that is happening. But before I tell you about that, make sure you take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you can be notified about alerts. Make sure that you also follow me on social media at Lamar Harris 314. And if you get a moment, stop by the website, thelamarharris.com.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes.
On August 22nd comes an unprecedented global fan event.
Hello, everybody. It's all DC, all the time. DC Fandome is unlike anything you've ever seen before. I'm actually standing inside a stage that Jim Lee himself drew. How incredibly cool is that?
It's crazy, right?
This worldwide mega event is for DC fans across the globe.
Ça va, DC Fandome?
Hola, mi gente.
Guten Tag, meine Freunde.
We've got exclusive footage, insider info, the latest DC news, and huge announcements.
You know what I'm talking about.
There was no way that I could come here and not bring a look at the movie.
Yes. There's so much cool content to look at.
That was a really special episode.
Designed just for you, the absolute DC fan.
It's amazing.
Whoop, whoop.
There's something that I can show you.
Exclusive content!
Stuff that seems impossible ends up becoming possible.
I am beyond excited to be sharing this moment with you guys.
Awesome.
Hang on tight, because we are about to whisk you around the DC Fandome. Are you guys ready? Let's get this thing started.
DC Fandome, Hall of Heroes. All fans welcome, 24 hours only, August 22nd. And there's only one place you can experience it, at dcfandome.com.
I am excited about DC Fandome that is happening this weekend. It is actually taking the place of Comic-Con, and DC decided to do their own version of what they would normally unveil at Comic-Con in San Diego. So it's going to be jammed packed with a lot of different panel discussions, sneak previews. There'll also be some musical performances by people such as D Nice. I know Estelle is also going to be there. We're also going to get a look at some different behind the scenes action as it involves the Justice League Snyder Cut, to see what's going on with that. Also the new Matt Reeves Batman movie. And I haven't really mentioned it before. I said the Matt Reeves Batman movie is kind of loosely based off of The Long Halloween, but did you know that DC is also making an animated version of The Long Halloween also? And I'm excited to see if we're gonna see a sneak preview of that. And that's gonna be pretty awesome. Along with the Superman trailer, Man of Tomorrow, which is gonna be awesome. That trailer is actually up online, and I'm excited to see that when that drops. We'll also get some looks at the new Wonder Woman movie, hopefully maybe with some of these secret panels and unveilings. They may actually talk about the new Green Lantern movie that they may be making, we don't know. Or it also could be a Batman Beyond movie that they'll be talking about. Anyway, I'm just excited. If you haven't went to the website to sign up, I suggest that you definitely do so. Carve out your schedule. I already did. Definitely support, everything's online now, so you just have to be able to adjust. I know it's not the same as being there in person, but all we can do is make the most of it. So shout out to DC for trying to make the most of the experience and creating DC Fandome. I hope to see you there this weekend. One of the things I was meaning to talk about last week in St. Louis was St. Louis Pride Week. And I was meaning to talk about this book by T. Franklin entitled Bingo Love. If you're not familiar with Bingo Love, it follows the journeys of Hazel Johnson and Mary McCrae as they fall in love at church at a bingo game in 1963. They go through different life changes, life experiences, different things of that nature, and you get this wondering if I'm going to run into this person again. They fall in love at this bingo game, and they have just had this attraction for each other, but never been able to move or capitalize on it. So if you remember, if you had your high school crush, your first crush in college, you know, you always wondered what happened to them, how did that turn out, when did they ever get married, have any kids, what are they doing? This is actually a great book that I do recommend reading. Well, that about does it for this episode of Off Track. I know as we're getting ready to start back up with school, a lot of parents are struggling with trying to figure out different ways to keep their students and their young ones engaged with online learning. And I know it can be a little difficult and a struggle, but I encourage you to definitely do your research and just keep finding different ways to find them programs that engage them, not only through the school system, but outside of the school system. If you have a young one that is in fine arts, whether it be music, dance, theater, painting, photography, drawing, whatever, definitely hit me up in the comment section if you're looking for different online resources that will be able to help them. Like I said, since everything is virtual, you know, you could be in Chicago, Memphis, and still be able to possibly join us for some of these programs. So let's take advantage of the time and the opportunity to be able to do learning not only just in our neighborhood, but also across the world and in the country. And remember to stay on track by staying off track.